Hello, hi everyone, welcome to Desk Tech Shop channel. My name is Andres, and you all know I've been a professor for a long time with IT department, handling all IT engineering situations for all sorts of kind of troubleshooting problems when it comes to IT information technology. So I am going to show you now about the Windows 11 installation and process configuration on the HyperV Manager. I myself love HyperV Manager. It is one of the best console that Microsoft has invented, because the features and the amount of consumptions for RAM and CPU that it is handled by HyperV, it is far less than the usual VirtualBox or other platform or VMware or other platform like HyperV. It's a very efficient consumption of consuming the CPU settings and the memory RAM. So anyway, continuing with Windows 11 process installation configuration on the HyperV Manager. As you can see here, I have the HyperV Manager in front of you. So here I already have the Windows 11 installed and running, but I'm going to show you anyway how to do it. As you can see on the right side panel of the HyperV Manager, we have a action panel on the top, which belongs all the settings to the manager, to the HyperV itself. All the settings, what we need to do. And the bottom part is all of the setting and options. Gizmos for has to do all with the virtual machine, itself, the system, with the guest operating system, what it needs to be done. Okay, and let's continue it, and let's start. Now, to begin with a new fresh installation, we have to do new, click on the new option in the actual panel, virtual machine. As you can see here, this is your machine wizard setup window, and the first thing we'll do, we'll help you to create a virtual machine. We'll click next. Now we have to specify the name and the location of the machine. So we'll type a new machine name, which called for short Win11 X64. That's the second option underneath. It will tell you, it's asking you where you want to store the location for the virtual machine. You want to keep it on the HyperV folder, where it's located in the main C drive of your hard drive, or you want to switch it and go back anywhere you want. So you can click this, check in, and click on the browse. You can go and locate your external hard drive and save it in there too if you want. You can go anywhere, anyone you like. So, but I'm keeping as it is, and click continue next. By the way, the tricky part of the generation specification is that the previous generation 1, it is made for operating system like Windows 10. It is still it's considered kind of an old operating system nowadays because of the new version of Windows 11. So Windows 10 and older operating system usually they are running good with the generation 1 of the virtual machine because it runs under the basic BIOS configuration. Of course, 32-bit or 64-bit guest operating system. Most of the operating system nowadays, they are preferred and they run well on the 64-bit. But with the new generation and with the new functionality of the Windows 11 it comes up with UEFI based firmware, and then we have to choose the generation 2. Choosing the generation 2, we'll click next. One other time to remember is that Windows 11 starts with 4 gig or high. So we're going to do 4024, we'll keep it megabyte, and then this is equivalent to 4 gig. So click next. As you notice here, I also check the dynamic memory. If Windows needs to add more, it will automatically add more to it. Here, the next step is configuration of the network. So the network card will choose the default switch, and then the connection to a virtual hard disk. All the requirement storage and installation operating system will be here. So the name that we're given, it is a virtual hard disk executable, and the location where it will be, the size of the hard drive, we'll keep it 250, and then we'll continue next. The next step is where this option is about where you will find your operating system and start installing your operating system. So install an operating system from bootable image file, or if you wanted to install later, you can do that, or you can do install operating system based on the network from the Pixie boot. But I'm installing an operating system, and I click browse. When I click browse, we'll find, let me see if I still have it under the download, Windows 11, yes, ISO, and click open. So we'll click next. The summary window, it is here, shows what your name, the generation that you have given, the amount of memory, the network card that you have chosen, the hard disk location where it is, and operating system too. So, and then we click finish. Okay, as you can see, it's starting to do checking all the parameters and start setting up. But the Windows 11 right now is turned off. It doesn't automatically turn on. So in order to turn on, you click connect, and then you click start. But before you do this, because I wanted to show you some other thing that you need to do before you're starting, because it will fail the operating system later if you don't do this process first. So let's go to, first of all, let's go to the setting. We click on Windows 11. We'll click to the setting here on the bottom side, because as I discussed before, that the bottom panel has to do with the guest operating system itself. So the first thing we need to do, we need to check the security. The security boot enable. We need to make sure that encryption support is clicked yes. If you wanted to encrypt the traffic on the virtual machine, you can go ahead, but it's not necessarily needed. You can, it's up to you. Memory, it is enable dynamic memories. I keep it like that. I kept it 4 gig. And virtual machine. The virtual machine is also critical. Visual processor is critical too. The number of the processor has to be 2 or higher, 2 cores or higher. I think from here on the parameter seems to be, the hardware seems to be good. We click apply, and after applied, we'll take effect and we'll click OK. Now this is done, okay. And after this is completed, we click connect. When we click connect, it will show here the main window. After, so the main window shows here, and then we'll click start. Sorry, I just keep looking at it, if it's start recording or not. But anyway, recording, and you can see the status is starting to bring the virtual machine up, start to run. I mentioned that it takes a while for a complete Windows 11 installation, It's so many options and files that needs to be uploaded and running. Here, bootable media, we have to click any key to continue. Let's see, is it not running? Action. There we go. To click the key, any key, it will do it. Okay, and as you can see, HyperV is Windows 11 is starting to come up. So here is the main, the basic Windows setup. We're gonna click yes, next, and we'll click install. The first setup is starting to load the basic components of the Windows. Here is the Windows setup activation key. We don't have that, so I click I don't have the product and click in here. It will bring you the main operating Windows menu. What type of Windows operating system would you like to install? I would continue with 11 Pro and we'll click next. After here, we click accept and to license term, click next. The custom installed, it will be here, allocated, and we click next, and the process, it will continue to install the Windows 11. Okay, so I don't want to complete this because I already have one running. We're gonna click exit and we're gonna quit the operating system. This is just for show and tell, so you know now you're familiar with the steps. I am going to exit and going to shut it down. Okay, turn it off. There you go, because I don't need this virtual machine to run for now. I already have one running here, and this is what is going to be after everything loads up and Windows, it will start showing up, and it's going to give you to basically to assign a user account. So you have to put a username and a password, and we'll click next. So that is the fundamental, and I think everybody knows the the steps for now on. I mean, I'm sure everybody knows that. So this is the Windows 11, as you can see. It looks clean, elegant. To me, it looks like a sort of like a Mac preview of Windows. So I would like to explore more, but for this short-term video, guys, I was just going to show you how to install the process on a